Hello and welcome to another Etch Play video. My name is Adam Burt and I'm joined today by Emma Budd. Say hello, Emma.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me. We are checking out Genesis Noir, and this is Genesis Noir for the Xbox Series X here. And straight away you'll see it's quite a visually striking game. It's quite a weird game. It's a bit unusual, maybe not to everyone's tastes. But we're going to get into it a little bit. It's kind of like a point-and-click adventure, puzzle game, a bit kind of musical. You get like kind of jazz notes in there quite a lot. And you play as this cosmic entity called No Man, and this takes place kind of before the Big Bang, basically. So you seem to have some sort of control over time, and you are obsessed with somebody called Miss Mass, who is a local singer. And here's the game. So first of all, I'm just kind of exploring my apartment and knocking everything over. I've got a poster here I can look at in a second, actually, if it'll let me, which is of Miss Mass, the love interest that I am apparently obsessed with in the game. There we go. There she is with her big hair. And like the name implies, it's a noir story, so it's a detective story. But yeah, about these kind of, I guess, cosmic beings before the creation of the universe. Emma, you've seen some videos of this game, right?
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's only just come out, hasn't it? I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but
Yes.
I've had a little look at kind of their website and a few videos of it being played, and it just the visual style looks amazing.
Yeah, it has a really strong aesthetic.
It reminds me a bit of the new Disney Pixar film Soul.
Oh yeah,
That
it's got
kind
that kind
of style, and I guess the jazz music.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty cool.
So I'm like a watch salesman, and like I say, I seem to have some sort of time-based powers. I'm not sure if maybe my character is the concept of time. It gets a bit deep and metaphysical at times. But I think at the minute all I need to do is figure out how to make the story move forward. The game is fairly obtuse. It doesn't really tell you what it wants you to do at any point, I find. You just kind of click around, you kind of explore the options, and then you find cool things to do. Here it's giving me a little hint. It's saying I should be using the phone. So let's have a look at the phone. And I did find a phone number in the bin, so I think we'll be able to give that a ring.
And yeah, you just got to kind of click around and explore.
Yeah, we'll see some other kind of stuff as well. So it changes quite a lot in between scenes. There's a lot of like unique bits, but a lot of it is about exploring with the cursor, clicking on things, figuring out what they do. There are some bits where you have to walk around a bit more in like a 3D space, which we'll get to probably at the end of this video. Let me just finish dialing this number. I can't remember the full number. 6650. And obviously you can see my world is being shattered around me as I dial this number.
And you're playing it on Xbox?
Yes, so it's available on PC as well, and on Switch. No phone version, I don't think, which is strange because I don't think it would suit a phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the Game Pass version on the Xbox Series X. And what's happening here is that I've just got through to my love interest on the phone, and sounds like she's in trouble, so
off you go.
Off I go.
Rescue.
And we talk about a lot at Play about how difficult it is to try and stand out in like the crowded field of games nowadays, and I think having such a strong brand aesthetic does help.
Also, the price point for it on Switch was, I think, around about £10. So that, combined with being on Game Pass, where people can, obviously if they've got the subscription, play it without charge, I think surely really helps. Obviously you've still got to stand out and actually get people to play, but at those kind of price points, hopefully it makes it quite accessible to people.
Yeah. So this is the
What's going on here?
This is the front door of Miss Mass's apartment. So we're gonna knock on the door, and there's no answer. And it sounds like, I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like there's a bit of a struggle inside. See if I can I can't take the hinges off. I can knock, and I think I just have to jam this handle open.
Nice. Break it on down.
So here's where the game gets really metaphysical and existential. That gunshot that was just fired at Miss Mass is the Big Bang, as in the Big Bang that created the universe. And we get this little intro sequence. And what you're really doing in the game is you're kind of jumping around fragments of the Big Bang as the universe is formed, trying to unravel the mystery of why somebody has basically shot this woman that you're in love with, or attempted to. You'll see, actually what's going to happen first here is the fact that I have control over time is going to come in quite handy, because otherwise she would be a goner. And you get these kind of, I can see how you could compare it to like Pixar's Soul. It's like very strange, abstract scenes at times, like some of the kind of otherworld stuff in that.
Yeah, it's really cool. Just the artwork is just amazing.
Yeah.
I love the style of it, which is great fun. It's very different to a lot of games I traditionally like to play, so it'd be good fun to kind of get lost in this world and good escapism, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And even though it's a bit obtuse, I mean, it's not really difficult. Like, you just have to keep looking around till you find out what to do.
I think if you're quite a curious gamer, then probably suits you. I'm someone like that who just needs to click on everything if I'm playing this kind of game.
So one of my powers is that when I get drunk, I basically stop time, which is what I'm apparently
that's amazing.
doing here. So you see what we end up with here is we're kind of at the moment of the Big Bang. The shot's been fired, but it's still travelling through the air. And this is kind of the main structure for the game, which is you want to stop that from happening, basically. You want to stop the bullet from reaching its destination. And I'll show you how you do that in a second. We'll go into a little bit of the first one. Oh, that's not what I was supposed to do. You need to touch this thing up here first.
Right.
Shell casing from a Big Bang, and it gives you this clue to go on, which is this spiral shape that crops up a lot in the early puzzles, at least. So that's our first clue. We're going to carry that spiral with us, and we're just going to jump into the Big Bang, because why not? A lot of the levels are quite different to each other. Like, there's a lot of unique mechanics, which I'm enjoying. There's a lot of time-based stuff, so things where you plant a seed and then wind time forward so that a tree grows, and that kind of thing.
Cool.
And a lot of things to do with music as well. Like, you're probably picking up the jazz soundtrack. There's lots of things where the stuff that you're doing is in time to the music. And you get these little interstitial kind of cards as well, where they kind of explain the Big Bang to you. Learn a bit of science while you're in there. And this is literally...
getting drunk to stop time isn't the most scientific thing I've heard, but I like that they're weaving real science in that.
I mean, that's... You don't know. You weren't there at the Big Bang. That might have been exactly how it happened.
Amazing.
So this is the guy that we're hunting, basically. His name's Golden Boy, and he's the one who's fired the shot. We don't really know why or what his deal is. So you spend most of the game kind of following his trail, so you're following his footsteps, or you're following clues that lead to him. And this early stage is literally about like the initial moments after the Big Bang, so there's a lot of like creation of things. And this kind of shows off some of the kind of 3D exploration, so I have a bit more control here. I can actually like walk around this space. But you're still ultimately trying to find things and use them in the right place to progress. And we won't get too much further because I don't want to spoil any of the puzzles for people or what the solutions are, but I'll just show you quickly, what the kind of gimmick of this area is. You'll see there's these like light fences, and every time you find a place that Golden Boy has been, one of his positions, you unlock some of these seeds. which I will pick up in a second. And what these seeds do is when you plant them, they kind of attract energy of the same colour. So it's quite, like here, for example, there's a white fence that's blocking the way. And if I plant one of these seeds in the ground, it's just going to swallow them up and then kind of unblock paths. So that's the gimmick for this first section. Like I say, each section's got like a different gimmick. But yeah, quite a variety of stuff. And it's an interesting little game. It's worth checking out. And I think that's going to do it for us, because I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm going to throw back to the studio.
Yeah, it looks good though.
Thanks for joining me, Emma.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
See you later.